All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome in. You found us once again. Shoot the Gap, the generational fantasy football focus show. And you see, it's the Anchor Arm Show. Yeah, so I was able to do the flex with Connor this time. It feels manly, dude. I see why you do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good way to start off a day.
It's very nice.
Yeah. I am your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin. And actually, I am honored to introduce to you guys Connor, the Gut Marshal. Connor, how you doing, my brother?
What's up, party people? I'm doing good. I'm in a mixed bag because I started Duke Johnson. Even though I said to sit him, I realized the power of my gut is saying things and then going back on them before my lineup, so I can still get the points.
Okay, so don't trust the gut, I guess, or at least your gut changes.
You got to watch it every day.
I got you.
I need to get a live show. You can watch
right.
me. Yeah.
Man, that might not be a bad idea.
The Guts Live. Yeah, that probably would be a good idea. The Guts Live pivots.
Or no, dude, like when you have a gut pivot.
Just
come on, just record yourself doing a gut pivot and then just out. Maybe we should do that.
Ideas.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of good things for the show, guys, seriously, please, if you like the show, like and subscribe. It really does help us out. It's not that hard. You just got to click one button. And if for some reason you don't like that, click the dislike button twice. Double dislike it.
Yeah, man. Double thumbs, dude. You can't get better than that. Yeah, man. And, of course, we like to go ahead and thank our supporters of the show. I'll start this time, man. Yeah, dude. You know what? I'll start off, man, with asking you, dude, where can you find shows, Connor, like Andrew B's Vocal Sounds?
None other than do you want me to alley-oop you for it, or do you want me to say?
You know what? Dude,
I'm like, do you want me to steal the thunder, or you want me to give it to you?
You know what, dude? You know what? If you're gonna crack the thunder, let me give you some lightning. All right. Where do you find Andrea B's Vocal Sounds, the Business Knowledge Broker Show, the Soul Brothers Show? What's on your mind with Aunt Boogie? Blame it on the boogie and shoot the gap, my brother.
High Volume Music Radio. That's where you can find it, man.
The pride of Sunnyside.
Yes,
sir.
High
Volume Music Radio. Yeah, make sure to download the app. And, of course, check out the website, highvolumemusicradio.com. Who's our other supporter, my brother?
No other than Sports Host, the premier global sports app for all of you boys and girls out there who are looking for a sports scene to get into. Look no further. Sports House. Download the app in the link below.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little was it perfect with the anyway the Eddie Murphy. Yeah, dude, the Eddie Murphy Christmas show that where they swap. It's one of my favorite movies.
Trading Places.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like exactly right. It's not cool being a jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving. Yeah. Speaking of which, hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. This is our 36th show, November 28th in this foul year of our Lord, and we'll be doing our shoot or ceasefire for week 12. Yeah, so Connor, can you name a player number 36? If you can't, dude, it's cool because I had to look it up.
Fuck, man. Yeah, it's like I had one for last week, 35. It's easy, Kevin Durant. But 36. See, the problem is no offensive players ever take 36. So that's a defensive, and I don't really memorize defensive players' numbers besides J.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, because they always have like a 90-something. I can't think of one.
Yeah, the most recognizable one that I could think of in Houston was Will Harris from Houston Astros.
No idea.
Yeah. I mean, there's a safety for the Texans that's number 36, but come on, man.
I don't think I'm gonna know another player till we get to 41.
All right. Okay. All right. I think I challenge accepted. I think you will. Yeah.
I already know.
Yeah. So when you hear that, man, you hear that noise, dude. You know what that is, dude? That's the Reaper meter, my brother. We gotta talk about it, dude.
The Reaper. Now
we gotta talk about it. Yeah. What you got, man? You got any new news on the Reaper meter?
I have some news. So for all you Jonathan Taylor owners out there, you better have fucking picked up Hines off of waivers, man. Because if you don't, you're mad right now. Because Taylor just got placed on COVID, and lucky for me, I have both. So I'm starting Hines.
Yeah, that worked out. That was a good way
Yeah.
to make it less shit sticky. So that's kind of cool. Baltimore, man, Baltimore, dude. They've had so many people test positive, dude. They had Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, Lamar Jackson.
Oh
And that's just
God.
was it like 11 of them? That's just the top, just some notable ones, man. And they moved, of course, they moved the game from Thursday to Sunday to now to Tuesday. And dude, did you know that? Well, like, of course, you spoke about it earlier. James Conner was just tested positive today, along with 3 other players for the Steelers, man. So,
Mm-hmm.
dude, this game is it happening? Yeah, what's your thoughts on that, man?
I don't really know at this point. It's been
Oh,
postponed so much. I wouldn't be surprised if. No, the thing is, they've already postponed one of the Steelers games, so I don't think that they can like actually do that. So I think they're still going to play. We talked about this earlier. As long as COVID cannot be spread from the players that are in the game to each other, they don't care. I think we're going to be fine. I'm still at a 1 for the week on my
okay,
Reaper meter rating. What about you,
okay.
Brian?
Man, I'm a little nervy. I'm getting nervous, dude. I'm up to like a 2.5, dude, because like, um, well, actually, 2. Let's do 2. Let's do 2 because I'm a positive thinker. Because, dude, it's starting to really like go. Okay, it's starting to light up, and they talked about a week 18. Okay, and that's what probably will happen with the Steelers and Baltimore, in my opinion. So that's going to be kind of weird, and people might start getting a little nervous, dude, like, or frustrated with like what happened with Thielen. Like he's out right now, COVID, but he was a false positive. But because of the rules, he might be out for tomorrow. So yeah, dude, I'm at a 2. I'm at a 2. I'm a little bit up because there's an influx of cases happening. But yeah, you are right though. They seem to be handling it pretty well. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's the Reaper meter. From 1 to 5, how we feel if the season's going to get canceled due to COVID. But it's getting closer and closer to the season ending due to time. Not really COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So all right, let's just jump into what people are here to see, man. We got the shoot or ceasefire. So basically, just ones that we think that are good, we're gonna shoot on, and the ones that we don't like, we're gonna cease fire, man. So
Mm-hmm.
let's jump straight into the games, brothers. Get this party started.
Let's get this party started. Now, the first game that we have on Sunday, the Las Vegas Raiders and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, this game is going to be interesting. The Raiders are the current favorites, and like we said in the past, when Vegas bets on Vegas, you bet on Vegas, and Vegas is betting on, I think they're betting on themselves. I'm not going to lie. Ever since I started using the ESPN app to read the lines, like they changed it. They could sense it. They just want to make my life harder. So I'm going to pull that up on my computer.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll go and talk about who I'd shoot on. But let's go. I'll start with Vegas. Of course, I would shoot on Josh Jacobs, David Carr. Yeah, he's actually coming now. He's coming. He's getting trustworthy, so I would do that. And of course, Darren Waller. Atlanta's defense, man, they allowed the most fantasy points to tight ends this season. So yeah, Darren Waller's a safe bet. Daniel Carlson, the kicker, I like that guy. So I think I would go ahead and start him. But I would sit the defense and the wide receivers, man. I don't know which one to do. Nelson Aguilar, he has great big playability, but Connor made a point about if Philly let him go, then how good is that wide receiver really? He's had a couple important drops. It's another thing Connor talks about. The man that has 2 championships is that if you don't bet on a player that has a lot of drops, and that works out. That seemed to be working out for him. So I think I would follow that rule. And then, you're talking about, Ruggs. Ruggs hasn't really come out. So yeah, man, that's what I would do on Las Vegas, dude. What's your thoughts on Atlanta?
All right. So for Atlanta, what I would probably do was I would start Todd Gurley. And I've been monitoring the Julio Jones situation. The doc says that he isn't going to play. As a Calvin Ridley owner, I guess he's been monitoring the situation too. but he's still listed as questionable. He's a true questionable. So that's a game time decision because it was hammy. I would start Calvin Ridley regardless, and I wouldn't really be chasing any third wide receiver. I think that Ridley and Jones are the two kind of guaranteed guys. You don't know what's going to happen otherwise. Like I said, start Todd Gurley. Hayden Hurst, he's a tight end too that you're banking on for a good week. So if that's what you need, hey, you know. And then of course Matt Ryan.
Julio Jones. If Julio Jones is out, what is anything changed? Do you bet on Olamide Zacchaeus? How about Russell Gage, man? Las Vegas has given up the most fantasy football points. Hang on, listen. Las Vegas has given up the most fantasy points to the slot, and that's where Gage lives.
Yeah, but what if instead of Gage getting the work, Hurst gets the work or Gurley gets the worst? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like there's 4 mouths, and I feel like 2 of them are gonna eat, and we just don't know which 2 they're gonna be.
Well, I can tell you one that's not going to eat is Gurley because he's already been ruled out.
Well, there you go.
How do you feel about Brian Hill? Ito Smith.
I feel like it's going to be an RBBC that is not for me.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, Mr. Youngway. We don't even have to.
Yeah,
not even a question.
That's correct. That's correct on that one. Yeah, if I'm really nervous about Hurst if Julio Jones is out, and Matt Ryan if Julio Jones is out. They seem to both do really bad. So
okay, for the line on this one, I'm taking the over, and I'm taking Vegas to win by more than 3.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, next game we have the Los Angeles Chargers at the Buffalo Bills.
Woo!
This game's gonna be interesting.
Dude, let me just start off with the most obvious question, dude. If Austin Eckler is back, what do you do? Do you start Kalen Ballage? Do you sit Kalen Ballage? You start Eckler. What do you do?
You sit Ballage I'm joking. You start Eckler if he's playing, and if he's not playing, you start Ballage.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. That's the biggest question there because I'm nervous about Eckler's first game back. To how much they're going to use him. So I would say start Ballage which way. If Eckler's not there, then of course start Ballage, even though he's just keep an eye on the injury report. He's a little gimpy right now. Justin Herbert's a smash. Keenan Allen is going to go. Hunter Henry's going to go. You may put in the kicker for Chargers, Bagley. I would go and start him. I would not start the defense though, or Mario Williams. He's too hit or miss with me, but that's it I have on the Chargers, man. How'd I do there?
You did good. I'm going to battle back with the Bills. I will start Diggs, Moss, Allen, and you know what? I'm feeling spicy. Start up Cole Beasley.
Like it. Love it. John Brown has gimpy, and he might be out, so yeah, I like that. But you said start Moss and Singletary?
There's just Moss, not Dingle, okay. not Dingletary.
Dingletary, all
not
right.
Dingletary. Obviously, we're not starting the kicker, and you can start the defense if you want to, but I'm not that keen.
That's spicy. Yeah, I would. Yeah, there's probably better options out there, man. Like New York Giants. Yeah.
And I'm gonna double down on the spice because I'm going against Vegas on this one. For the line, it's 53.5 once again as the over/under, with Buffalo favorites to win by 4. I'm taking the Chargers as the upset in this one, and I'm taking the under.
Nice. Okay. Moving on.
Speaking of better defenses, the New York Giants are playing the Cincinnati Bengals. And if you were asking yourself, what's worse than a team that's 3-7? I'll tell you what, a team that's 2-7 and 1. So we're gonna see just which team can be the worst.
Love it. Well, let's take the easy one out. Cincinnati. I mean, seriously, dude. Who do you start?
You're not starting. Let me be clear. If someone on the Bengals does good, that is a mistake. It's good that they did that, but you're not supposed to bet on that. Out of all 32 teams in the NFL, the Bengals are at the bottom right now. They're the 32nd ranked team. The Jets are 31st. You shouldn't be banking on either of those teams for fantasy.
Yeah, and Gio, watch out for Gio, dude. He's a trap. Perrine has has getting 50% of his snaps. Plus, Gio's a little banged up. He didn't really hasn't. I mean, he did okay in his opportunity, but he didn't really set the world on fire. That guy's a trap. He's what Connor and I always fear, which is the Nunwa. A Nunwa is always the guy that had ability and opportunity, but only gave you like 10 points.
And he never capitalized. There was
Dude,
never
and he
a
never
ceiling
got
game.
Never higher than that. It was always either like floor or
or bust.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible. So yeah, and that's what it seems like Gio is. So yeah, stay away from that. Just wanted to make sure to put that out there since a lot of people might have been excited about that. So you it's on the quarterbacks. Just go ahead and mention that real quick. I mean, you wouldn't start any of these guys, but Brandon Allen's starting over Ryan Finley now. So yeah, that's just something to throw out there. To strengthen it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. That
was a period. That was a period, sir. You got it.
Perfect. Yes. For the Giants, I'm going to do Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton. And I'm feeling spicy. I'll start Daniel Jones in this one and Mr. Wayne Gallman because I think he's the back to own in that backfield. I'm starting the New York Giants D, but I'm not starting their kicker.
Nice. Did you set Ingram? Would you start Ingram?
Yeah, I'd start Ingram.
Okay. What about Jones? Would you start Jones against Cincinnati? Okay. All right. And one thing I wanted to mention about Slayton is that the really above average cornerback William Jackson, or the main cornerback on New York's going to be covering, or on Cincinnati is going to be covering Darius Slayton. So that's supposed to open up more shots for the other guys. So yeah, I really like your Sterling Shepard pick, dude, because I think that's the guy who's going to do really well. If you have to choose between the two, I think that's the one I would go with. So I like that, dude. Good job.
Thanks, man. So for this game, the over/under is 44.5, and Giants are supposed to win by 6. I'm taking the under, and I'll take the Giants winning by 6. I'll
really?
Take that line, yeah.
Okay, right on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah. So 2 kicks, but don't start the kicker.
Exactly.
You. Oh no, what you're saying is a score and a miss point after attempt.
Never know. Yeah.
That's what you're looking at. That's why you don't start the kicker. Sorry, man.
I like that line. Like almost. Yeah.
No, because
this is an ugly game. There's plenty of opportunity for something to go astray.
Missing a point after attempt is definitely ugly, so I agree with you there. Dude. So,
or what if they get a safety? Oh God.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So next we have the AFC South matchup of the week: the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. The battle of the 7-3. Who's gonna be the team to beat? So right now, I'll do the Colts player since I'm feeling it. I would sit P. Rivers in this one because I just don't trust him, and I'm gonna go on I'm not trusting the receiving options because it is pure shit stick. Is it Trey Burton? Is it the guy that you just picked up, Mr. Amigo, Michael Pittman Jr.? Mm-hmm. And he recently said on social media, "I'm gonna get a touchdown. Wait for it," and then he did it. So. People might be thinking, "Oh, now's the time to cash in." Well, he might also have been he boomed, and now he's going to bust the rest of the year. You don't know. It might be Mo Alley Cox. T.Y. Hilton might reemerge. You don't know. It might be Hines. And thus, for this week, the only Colts players I am starting are Hines and Mr. Rodrigo, who is a must start. You are not allowed to ask if you should start him. If he's on your team, you have to. That's the rule.
What about the defense?
No, I wouldn't start the D. That would be my only 2 starts. Hines and the kicker.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Now, apparently, the Tennessee's defense, man, they've given up the most fantasy points to wide receiver on the side that Michael Pittman plays on. So that's why I would like if you're going to take a stab on the receiving core, I think Pittman would be the guy. But I like your idea though. I mean, you probably don't want to be steering towards it. But if you're in a situation like with if you're nervous about Pittsburgh being moved around and stuff like that, and you want to, pivot, Pittman's not a bad pivot. Yeah, especially for a wide receiver too. Yeah, on Tennessee, man, I would shoot on of course Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, and Jonnu Smith. That's the only ones that I would shoot on. I would definitely ceasefire on the defense on Corey Davis. Goskowski, of course, because that guy is just wow. And
Told you,
also,
he's in the room.
yeah, yeah, and also Tannehill, dude. Tannehill. Last time these guys met on with a 4 point per touchdown format, he got 10.78 points. Okay, and that's why I would think like if you have Indianapolis's defense, I would start them, but not with confidence. But they shouldn't give you negative numbers. Yeah, but yeah, so that's yeah, you basically covered everything, dude. Yeah, so I think you're good to go because yeah, with that news of Jonathan Taylor being put on COVID, that puts Hines right in the spot. So all right,
This is the Heinz game, people.
yeah, catch it.
So for this game, the over/under 51.5. Indianapolis to win by 3 is what Vegas says. I'm taking the over because I don't think it's going to be a very defensive game, but I'm taking Tennessee to win by 3. I'm taking the upset. So this is my count 'em. This is my second game I'm going against Vegas on, and the trend's about to continue with this next game right here: the Carolina Panthers at the Minnesota Vikings. Now, for the Panthers last week they had PJ Walker. Little Houston roughneck native, really putting on a good show for Carolina. Got his first dub. He's going to be probably starting against the Vikings. Teddy says he's healthy, but I don't see why you start him. All you can do is injure him and him not be as good next year. That's just my take.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I was distracted, but we just got a notice that came across the wire that the Lions fired Patricia. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and also the GM Quinn. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that just happened. That just happened just now while we're on the air. Yeah.
By the way, guys, Bridgewater is healthy, so Walker won't be starting. Sorry about that. And if you're listening in, so sadly, the doc is not here. But if he was here right now, we would do our soundbite for Matt Patricia because we just added him onto the thing. Man, maybe it's a curse if you're on that reel with Nagy and Gase, because Bill was the third guy, then he got fired, then we put Patricia on, then he got fired. Who else do you want to get fired as a coach?
How about no, man, that's one thing that that means that's the power of our senses, that it's so obvious. That's how bad you have to be on Yakety Sax, is that you have to be so bad that you're on the verge of getting fired if you don't have some sort of unauthorized pictures of the owners, like apparently Adam Gase does. And Matt Nagy. Yeah, those guys should have been gone a while ago. Yeah, so you did Carolina, is that right, my brother?
Yeah, I started. We got distracted because of the news. But,
dude, that's huge news. We'll talk about it, dude. How do you think it's going to affect Detroit at all? Anything?
Why don't we? Look. We're talking about bottom tier teams. Detroit's still on the bottom tier, people. If anything, it just means that they're going to probably try to run the ball less. And be less defensive. They're going to stop copying the Patriots in such poor form.
I understand. So more Hawkins. So Galladay comes back. He's going to probably be more involved. More Jones.
Yeah.
That sort. Okay.
Yeah. And okay. we'll get into that next week. Honestly, we're gonna have to play that by ear. Now back to the
you gotta digest it.
Right. Back to the Panthers. Look, you got Moore. You got Robbie Anderson. You got Curtis Samuel. You don't know which one's gonna hit. Take your chance. Trust your gut. I don't fucking know which one it's gonna be. I mean, I'm classifying all three of them as a start because I know one of them is going to do good. Obviously, you're starting Bridgewater against this shitty Vikings defense. And, of course, you're starting Sly. And, Kirk Cousins is suspect, so I'd even say fire the Panthers up. Even though, they're better defenses to stream out there. If that's the only one available, take them.
Okay, all right.
What do you think about the Vikings, man?
I want to tell you that if you're going to take a shot on the wide receivers for Carolina, Samuel's probably the safest, but he's still not that safe. But you're right about that.
And
Minnesota,
Go on.
Yeah, and also Minnesota's defense they're the fourth most in fantasy points to wide receivers, and the second most touchdowns. So there's opportunity there. So yeah, okay. But on Minnesota, I would definitely shoot on Dalvin Cook. Justin Jefferson, now that Thielen might not be there because we just talked about that false positive on the COVID, he might be back. But if he's not, then Justin Jefferson's going to be a huge play. I would start the kicker, Dan Bailey. I like Dan Bailey, so I would go and start him. I would go. I would cease fire on Kirk Cousins because I just like he's just too erratic, and I think that they just depend too much on Dalvin Cook, and of course cease firing on Madison, and I would cease fire on the defense, even though they did well last week. So there you go, man. That's what I got on Minnesota. Did I miss anything?
No, you did
Oh,
not.
I did want to mention one thing that just came over today. That I didn't update here. Irv Smith Jr. is going to be out, so if you need a tight end, a desperation tight end, Kyle Rudolph is going to get 100% of the tight end work, so he might be a guy to shoot on.
Okay. So for this game, the over-under is 51.5 with Minnesota to win by 3. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking Carolina to win by 3. So that is my count 'em 1, 2, 3. Third upset so far that I'm predicting. Let's see how many I get right.
It's gonna be an upset gut,
Right? Gonna be upset something. Speaking of upset people, Mr. Bill Belichick, Eli Manning, and the Patriots are going to play the Arizona Cardinals at home. The Patriots are at home for this one, so it's going to be a cold weather game. We're going to see if Murray can fling that rock in any environment.
Woo, man! I think he's going to be okay, but you still got to be a little nervous about Kyler Murray and that AC joint sprain. Like right now, it's kind of a concern, but I think if it gets too bad, he'll get a shot for the pain, inflammation, and I think he'll play. So I think you can play that guy with confidence. D Hop with confidence. Drake, if you're feeling it. If you feel a little saucy, go for the Drake, But I would definitely start him over Edmonds if I had to make that choice. Christian Kirk, man, I would start Christian Kirk because Stephon Gilmore is going to be on D Hop more often, and so you little turd, damn, dude, look at you, dude, getting all my, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. Connor just picked up Benny Snell. That's why I'm laughing, dude. Yeah, because it always happens on air. It's crazy.
I always do it on air.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm starting to think you're doing it on purpose, not because you're uninformed. I think you do it just to see my reaction. Yeah, I think it is. I think it has a more devious intent than just like, oh, I just learned something. Yeah, but I would cease fire on the defense, and I would cease fire on the tight ends, of course. And man, Zane Gonzalez, dude, I broke up with you. I don't like you. So he didn't have a good game last week. So Zane Gonzalez is too hot and cold for me, man. So I would shoot ceasefire on him. How moving on to New England for you, my brother? What you feeling over there, dude?
I'm starting Damian Harris and Cam Newton, and I haven't been keeping track of the wide receivers, so I don't know which one is the one anymore.
It's Jacoby Meyer. Jacoby Myers.
So I was correct about Edelman then on this year.
Oh yeah, Edelman's out, dude. Yeah, he's on IR, dude. He's hurt.
I told you, bro. Brady's magic isn't there to save him from his mighty mouse body anymore.
He had that one game. It all went out the first game. Like the first game, he had a career.
He probably juiced up too much, and he had a great game, and then his body just said, "No, dude, I'm not built for this."
Yeah, dude. Yeah. There's some stuff you can't do when you get older. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah. So yeah, Jacoby Myers. There is N'Keal Harry, but he's kind of So yeah.
Okay, so Myers then, and I'm not starting the kicker. I'm not starting the D. Now,
yeah, good. Or the tight ends.
No. So the line. Can I get to the line now?
James White. No Rex Burkhead anymore.
No.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. Go for it, big time.
There's a 49.5 over-under, and they have the Cardinals winning by 1. I'm taking the over, and I have the Cardinals winning by more than 3. I don't think it's going to be as close as Vegas is. I know Vegas, they're still sucking off the Patriots because they've been the dynasty of the last 20 years. But, hey, nothing lasts forever, man.
What about 6 points? Would it be more than 6 points?
Oh, damn. No, I think it could be totally decided by, like, a field goal or two.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
I have them winning by more than 3.
Interesting.
And
I think that.
I'm now changing that to an equal or more sign. So
So I think Murray's just going to tear up that
oh
defense,
God, I
dude.
hope he does.
Dude, if the Jets, okay, if the Jets tore up that defense, come on, man,
Yeah, but how much
come
of
on.
that was them not planning for the Jets?
Oh,
That's what I have to ask. I'm not saying there's not a core. I'm not saying I want the Cardinals to do it. I'm just saying, the Jets. I have seen several opponents not take them seriously this year, and it's the score has reflected that.
hmm.
Speaking of which, another team that might not be taking the Jets seriously, the
Just real quick.
my
Yeah, that's not it.
man.
That's not New England. That's not New England trait. They don't do that. Yeah, just
That
throw
is
that out there.
true. That
I'm
is
just saying.
true.
I'm just saying. They gave him the best. So I think Murray's gonna spank that ass. So okay, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you. That was
It was
grand.
such a good segue. It
That
was
was
such a good
grand.
segue.
So grand. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And when you
I'm sorry. It's all about
ruined
me.
it, you soiled
It's all
it.
about me. It's all
Well,
about me, dude.
no, it's
All about
it's
me.
it's fair because I interrupt your stuff sometimes. The
Okay.
Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets, and who knew the Dolphins were going to be 6-4? Good for them, Now, if you're following the Dolphins right now, you are upset because you're trying to figure out several things. Is Tua going to start? Is he not? Because he is doubtful. Is Devontae Parker back or not? That all depends on Fitzpatrick. Fitzmagic. Is it there? Is it not? 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Which is it going to be? Who's the starting running back? There's a lot of questions that you don't really have the answers to, and I feel for you. My
Yeah.
advice would be starting the D, starting the kicker, monitor the running back situation, and if Breida plays, you might want to hold back on Ahmed because that looks like it's back to RBBC.
Okay. I think Ahmed is out actually, so you don't need to worry about him.
Okay.
Because of his shoulder.
Oh shit.
And the big thing is between on the running backs is Gaskin. Is
Oh,
they're being
Gaskin's back now.
Well, they're being very, very like, he might be back. We got to check the film. So, but the fact of Breida being there, I think you're right on that. I think the period at the end of the sentence is correct on your statement, which is Breida will probably be the back to have for this week, even if Gaskin is back. You don't know how much is back. Usually his injury takes a month to return. This is his 3rd week on being injured, so you don't know how well he is and if he's just being rushed back because of the fact that Ahmed is out. Which how do you
Mm-hmm.
get out of that when it's spelled AH? I don't know, dude, but whatever. To each his own. I'll respect the way that his mom says it. So Mama calls him Ahmed. I call him Ahmed. Okay, so
I think it's pronounced Mahma.
Oh my gosh, easy now, easy now. You gotta wipe that microphone off now, dude. On Devontae Parker, was it Jakeem? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, Jakeem Grant is injured. He
It's
injured
probably
his hamstring.
Hakeem.
Okay, Hakeem. Let's do it. Hakeem Grant. Thank you, dude. I sounded ignorant there. Thank you, sir. You saved me from the side. Hakeem Grant injured his hamstring in practice, so he might be out. And so that means that Devontae Parker actually might be swayed to do it or Fitz. Don't matter. It might be a good thing considering the Jets are going against. So I liked how you were talking about that. I just wanted to clear that. Just throw those little tidbits in there to help strengthen your point. The Jets, easy. If you're going to start anybody, Denzel Mims. That's the only person I would start, especially since Flacco. It looks like Flacco's going to come. I heard Flacco's going to be back, and then Darnold's going to be back. It don't matter. Mims is the guy, and I would sit everybody else, especially Jamison Crowder. You broke my heart. You're out, Crowder. You broke my heart, dude. I needed you, and you gave me 2 points. So you're out of my life, dude. So yeah, there we go. I feel better. Thank you for letting me say that.
I guess I'm doing the line now, aren't I? So
Yeah, man.
it's a 44.5. Look, man, it has the Dolphins winning by 7. I'm taking the under because I think it's going to be an ugly game because the Jets are involved. And I'm taking Miami to win by more than 7. Moving on, we have the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think this game is going to be all about running the ball. I'll start. I'll
go for it.
I'll do the Jags. Look,
Okay.
man, you start Robinson. I would sit the quarterback, and I would sit all the receiving options because I think that the Browns D is going to get all over them, and it's going to get ugly.
Yeah, it needs to be mentioned that Shark is out with a hip injury, and so the wide receiver 1 by default is Chenault. So if you're wanting to go for it, that's the one that you would take a shot on. So yeah, James Robinson, I like that dude. So yeah, very good. Of course, I mean, no, that's it, right? Just Robinson. Is that the only person you
The only one
would
at start, man.
Yeah, with Chris Thompson on IR, Robinson's going to be the guy. So yeah, you're right about that. So that was short. Why don't you go for Cleveland too, man? You got a good rhythm built up on you, dude.
Well, the rhythm. I would probably do Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would stream Baker this game. Of course, the Browns D. I'm not into the Browns kicker. I mean, look, you can start Jarvis, but he's not sexy. He's like a poor man's Robert Woods. So if that's what you want, go get it.
Good comp.
But yeah,
good comp.
Thank you.
Very good comp. Yeah. No, seriously. So what about Higgins? What about Rashard Higgins? Okay, so by default, Cacharl.
From the footage I've watched, Landry seems to be Mayfield's security blanket.
Okay, so the Kadero Hodge thing, it's either going to be Kadero Hodge or Higgins.
Well, the problem is he's so unpredictable. You don't know who he's going to throw a touchdown to. So all of those other names besides Landry are dart throw. Oh, maybe they catch a touchdown. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But Landry, it's like, okay, he's going to get targets.
Hooper. What about Austin Hooper?
You know what happened the last time I said to start Hooper. I'm not touching that man with a 10-foot pole.
Okay, so you would start Dallas Goedert over Hooper asking for a friend.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, dude, that Hooper thing is real weird. So a lot of people, like a lot of the fantasy football shows that you listen to are like, oh, Hooper, because the schedule's so nice. And but here's the thing. This is a show me game because this will be the first game since it's appendectomy, which is getting all those targets that he's not playing in a really bad weather game. So we're, all the other ones have been at home. They've been really bad weather. This one's just going to be, it might be rainy, but I don't think it's going to be all that weird weather like it is over there in Cleveland. So yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out about Austin Hooper, but find out on your bench. So I like that, man. Yeah, dude, I support every single thing that you just said. So that means that we can move on to the over under, man. Call this game.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna take the under, and I'm taking Cleveland to win by more than 7. Now, for perspective, the line is 49.5, and they have Cleveland winning by 7. So I'm going full blowout. That's what I'm shooting on.
Dude, I would go with you with that too, man. Just for the fact that that Chubb and Hunt is just gonna feast. I think they're all good. They're both going to be RB1 numbers in my opinion. So yeah. Yeah, and same thing with Robinson. I think he's gonna be high. What do you think? High RB2, low RB1 for Robinson.
I think he's gonna. I think he is as in terms of start, he is a RB1 because of opportunity. I think he's a back end RB1, but I think he's an RB1.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then moving on.
He's like David Montgomery if he had a line and a coach. So moving on, we have the new. I'm sorry, I'm just as a David Montgomery fan, I hate to see undrafted running backs do well, and he still doesn't do well.
Yeah, how about that, dude? But
if you're gonna draft a running back, you got to draft a line, buddy. You can't have 9 tight ends on your team. Chicago.
No.
Yeah. It just shows you they don't know how to run shit in that city. That's why it is the way it is.
Woo!
Fuck Chicago.
Listen, wow.
So New Orleans. I'm sorry, guys. Houston's just better. The New Orleans Saints are playing the Denver Broncos. Speaking of places that Houston's just better than, and I'll do this one now.
Hey! Hey!
You can't say shit. Different. You can't say shit. You're wearing the Texans hat. Take the hat off and say some shit.
Well, no, you're talking about like the city or the team?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. No. The team, you're 100% right, man. But the city, come on. Nothing's going to get past
Houston doesn't have the same newfound DUI issues that Colorado is facing.
I love Denver. Yeah. You're not going to do it. It's right there in my heart. Continue, sir.
They have a bunch of shrooms in their heart. So the New Orleans Saints are playing the Denver Broncos, and I'm going to do the Broncos since I seem to have a heartbeat for them.
Dude, there's more good than bad over there, dude. Everything has bad. Mountains, dude. The mountains are amazing. Yeah.
I will say you cannot find any good mountains in Houston. That is very nice. The taxes are terrible, but it's a great place to vacation in.
Yes, you got that right. Texas.
Yes, it's a place to visit. You live in Texas. You visit the other places.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
so look, man.
Wise advice. That's good life advice. Damn.
Is Gordon healthy?
Gordon?
Is Melvin? Is he a free man? Is he in jail again? Speaking of DUIs,
As far as I know, he's healthy, but
Okay.
I would not start him against one of the number one defenses against the run.
Yeah, okay, so we're sitting the Broncos running back room then, because obviously we're not starting anyone else.
Fewest fantasy points to running backs in the season.
Look, if we're going to talk about teams that have not been doing good back half of the year, just like the Jets and the Lions and the freaking Bengals, I think the Broncos, they deserve consideration because they have not been what you expect them to be.
Yeah, agreed. But they're banged up also.
That
loss of Von Miller, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So for that reason, man, I'm ceasing on everything except for McMagnus.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the kicker. Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
I support that 100%.
You want to do the Saints? You
are,
and you know what? Voldemort.
Yeah!
And for those of you who are in an ESPN league, and if you have Voldemort, if you have him in your lineup, don't move him. He can stay in your lineup as long as you don't adjust your team. So if you adjust your team, you have to move him out for the changes to save.
Is that worth it?
Not for me in my league.
Okay, so you're changing him out.
I'm changing him out because I have Connor who's in. Yeah.
There you go. But if you have a full complement, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, dude. On the Saints, man, I think I'm gonna do some things that you won't expect. The only ones I would shoot on is Taysom Hill, of course, Voldemort. So the Voldemort streak is alive.
Yes.
But it's kind of like it's kissing your sister type thing because I wanted to get Connor in there, but whatever, dude. I appreciate you going in and keeping the streak alive. You're a good man, sir. No matter what anybody says. And I would shoot on Michael Thomas, and I would shoot on the defense. And Lutz, that's it. I would not shoot on Kamara. I think that this change to Taysom Hill has really hurt Kamara.
I think his injury has hurt him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly right. Yeah, you got the injury. Yeah, but see, the thing is that if that was true, then Latavius Murray would be an absolute stud. But he still is having the same problems because Taysom Hill is running the ball more, and he doesn't dump off as much as Drew Brees does. It's like the fear that everybody had whenever Justin Herbert took over whenever Eckler was okay, was that they were worried that Herbert was going to take off more and not pass to Eckler, which of course that one game they had that was really good, that proved differently. So, but that's what's happening here in the Saints is that Taysom Hill's now taking off. He's getting the goal line work now. And so so Kamara's not getting the passing work, not getting the goal line work. Dude, I don't think I'd want to shoot on him just right now. I would definitely go ahead and sit him, especially against a really stout running defense like Denver is. And so cuz they don't do anything much good, but they definitely stop the run well most of the time. Then I would also ceasefire on Cook. Man, is Jared Cook droppable? Connor?
Yeah, no,
he's not. He's not doing what you're hoping.
What are you gonna get?
Let's say Austin Hooper.
What's out there?
What about Austin Hooper? Zach Ertz, or Cook. Jordan Reed or Cook.
I would pick up Logan Thomas to cut.
There you go. He's out there.
That's the line in the sand I'm drawing there, guys.
Okay.
Do with that information what you will. Kind of get to the line on this one, my friend.
By all means, sir. By all means.
Thank you, sir. It's a 43.5 over under with Vegas taking the Saints to win by 6. Now, for this one, I'm gonna take the under. And I'm going to take the Saints to win by more than 6.
Like it.
Okay.
Like it. I think that's quite possible. That's what the Chargers did to him. And Taysom Hill doesn't throw as well as Herbert, but he might definitely do more than 6 points. So yeah, I like it.
Moving on in the NFC, that was cool for you listeners. My words. his words came out of my mouth. It was like a mind meld thing.
I melded. Yeah. So check us out on YouTube. You'll see it. Yeah.
For the NFC best matchup, the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams battle it up. Now, the Niners, obviously, things have not gone their way, so I'm going to start on them. Besides Raheem Mostert, there isn't really anyone you're starting. You're not starting the D. You're not starting the kicker. Ayukin is out. Kittle is out.
Debo's back.
Debo's back. You can start Debo if you want to. You can start Jordan Reed if you want to. Look, man, I'm not chasing that dragon.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Sean Payton. Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. And
you want to do the Rams?
You ceasefire on Mullins. I would ceasefire on the running backs, man.
Even
I would not.
Mostert.
Yeah. Not against the Rams. Not against. That's not the.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and it's the first game back from an injury, so it's a good time just to see what they're going to do. It's against the Rams. You have a tasty matchup next week against Buffalo, so that's the one I would probably try to attack with Mostert. I would sit him one more week if you can. Yeah, I would definitely do that. But if you're like going against a juggernaut, and you want to feel like you need to get risky, then go ahead and do it. But I wouldn't do it. The Rams, I would. I did want to let you know, dude, that to back up your statement about the wide receivers, that the Rams defense, they allow the fewest passing touchdowns. So that definitely does back up like your statement about sitting or ceasefiring on all the wide receivers. So I wanted to throw that out there to you. A little kudos. Gould. I know a lot of people own that guy. I wouldn't do that either. But the Rams, Jared Goff, I would shoot on. I would shoot on Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. The defense, and something I've been waiting to say all freaking season long. Shoot on Matt Gay. Yeah. The man finally landed somewhere, dude. Los Angeles is pro gay. Absolutely, dude. Let that pride shine, dude. Start Matt Gay. I'd be really, really happy about that.
For Matt goes both ways, so they say.
Matt
Gay, like I said, Los Angeles Ram. It is official.
Yeah.
But he's a good kicker. I like him.
Yeah, dude. I love Matt Gay. I think he's great. I think
he's very happy when he's on this.
If you followed our show from the beginning, we spoke very highly during the draft season until he got cut. But whatever. But that's the weirdness in Tampa Bay. That's never mind. I saw something wrong. Okay, but the running backs, I would definitely ceasefire on the running backs for the Rams and also the tight ends because all that shit stick. You don't know what's going to happen. So that's it. That's what I got. It's my story.
So for the line, he has spoken. For the line. We're looking at 44.5 with a Ram as 6-point favorites. I'm taking the under and the Rams to win by more than 6.5. Now, speaking of lines, there is one rule that I never break this rule. Anytime the Kansas City Chiefs are in a game, you bet on the over. You don't bet on the under. You bet on the over every fucking time. Because when you look at the spread, it's not a lot of. So, for example, let me read you this next. We were talking about the Bucs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are gonna battle it out, and the line is 56.5. So if we divide that by 2, 56.5 divided by 2, that means 28.25 points per team. That's about 4 touchdowns. Do you really think Mahomes is only going to score 4 touchdowns?
It's a stout defense, dude.
Yes, but what happened the last time Tom Brady played the Chiefs? He scored a lot of points. Yeah. And he got embarrassed on prime time a couple of weeks ago, and I feel like he is going to take advantage of this. I mean, he might not throw a lot, but you can run on the Chiefs. What if Fournette and Rojo both have a day? They both have a couple touchdowns.
Couple stats I want to back that up with, dude. Tampa Bay's defense is tough against the run, but they're vulnerable against the pass, like you were saying. And Kansas City defense, dude, they're number 10 versus the pass and number 30 versus the run.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good.
So which one do you do, Rojo or Fournette then on Tampa Bay?
Both, because Rojo's probably going to get the the bulk of the carries, but Fournette's used more in the passing work, and you don't know. I mean, personally, I'd rather start Rojo. Rojo's an RB2 to me, and Fournette's a flex.
Yeah, Rojo has the fourth most yards after contact. Only Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook and Josh Jacobs has more. So, yeah, that's a really good. I'm glad you're leaning that way. Gronk. What about Gronk or Antonio Brown? Gronk.
Yeah, I'm starting Antonio Brown. I'm shooting all over him and his crazy eyes. Same thing with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I'm shooting on all those three wide receivers. I'm not shooting on the tight end. Any of the tight ends. It's clear that Arians just doesn't use him as much. Gronk even came out and said, "I'm here to block."
Yeah. No, again, Kansas City defense, number 10 versus the pass.
I know.
Number 30 versus the run. So
Yeah.
you think it's gonna that Tom Brady will be able to support four wide receivers?
Oh, I see what you. Oh, well, I'm not counting Fournette as a wide receiver, but
Well, no, we're talking about Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Gronk.
no, I said no to Gronk.
No, Gronk. Okay, what about? Okay, then Fournette. Then yeah, you said Fournette. No.
Yeah.
Okay, then three. The three wide receivers. You know, I mean, number 10 against.
Okay,
against
take Evans out.
That's where I think where it's at. It's either Chris Godwin or Evans is going to be one of those two guys is going to do well. One of them's not.
Now, who
So
do
I
you
think
like
that's
on the
where it's at.
Chiefs for this one?
Well, I mean, of course, we could just blow through the ones that you always start. Mahomes,
You're starting
Hill,
Mahomes, you're starting Hill, you're starting Kelsey,
Yeah,
you're starting
yeah.
Eclair. I think Eclair is actually locked in after his touchdown performance last week because you don't want to miss out on those touchdowns. If you drafted him, you're starting him.
Yeah, I would see that's where we're a little different. I would cease fire on Eclair and also Bell because again, the defense is very tough, dude. Run defense of Tampa Bay is very tough, and Mahomes, if you're vulnerable in the pass and tough on the run, he's just going to carve up the pass because that's what it is. It's pass first. So with that in mind, Hill, of course, Kelsey, Sammy Watkins is back. So I think Sammy Watkins is in play. I think that's the guy who's going to really feast, other than the other two. So yeah, the ceasefire is the only ceasefire. The defense, I would. What do you do? What do you do about the defense, Connor? I think I would ceasefire on the defense against Tom Brady and those weapons. I'm
not starting any defense in this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I agree. I agree with you about that. Yeah, I agree with you about that. So, and Bucker, of course, you always start Bucker. So yeah, man. That's what I got there, dude. So I think you already hit the line, so we can hit the moving on button. Yeah, look at
Moving
you.
right along. Now, the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers are battling for the NFC North, and it's going to be interesting. Matt Nagy, does he get fired? Is he the next worthless excuse for a body bag of a human being that's called a coach? Is he going to be getting rid of so he can sit on the corner and beg for money like God intended him to? Or is he going to stay here and coach football for another 3 years and ruin the NFL for everybody? Who knows?
Be you, Matt Nagy. Be you.
No, go be you on a corner, okay?
Okay, well, since you're so,
he's not even allowed to coach JV football. He goes from coach to homeless. There's no in between.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Poor guy. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I do legitimately wish that upon Bill O'Brien, but not Matt Nagy.
Okay.
I want that for Bill O'Brien because he destroyed the Texans franchise. We're gonna suck for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
All because he had to prove that he knew how to trade.
And we lost a Hall of Famer going like a Houston Texan going into the Hall of Fame.
And let's be honest, Andre Johnson is probably a little more disgruntled than he would be if we were doing good this year. You know how he gets upset. I mean, he has been known to throw hands.
Oh, so on Chicago, who would you
look? I'm starting David Montgomery. And Allen Robinson, and the D, but that's it.
Okay.
And I know Mitch is starting, right?
That's right. Trubisky is starting. Yes, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I would cease fire on Robinson, especially since J.R. Robinson, the star cornerback for Green Bay, is back, and that's who he's going to be covering. So I'd be a little nervous about Robinson with Trubisky. And of course, Anthony Miller, I wouldn't even think about. You shouldn't even own Anthony Miller, so I don't even know why I mentioned him. Sorry about that. Montgomery, dude, about what you're saying about Montgomery, Green Bay's defense is second most in fantasy points to running back. So good on you on that, dude.
Would you start the baby giraffe?
No, I would not.
Okay.
I would just do Montgomery. Yeah, but what about Graham? Jimmy Graham, he gets a lot of targets in the end zone. No, okay, and no on the.
Well, a lot of those targets were coming from Foles, man.
Oh, good point. Very good point.
Yeah, and
Very good point.
Mitch doesn't really throw it to the tight end like he should.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Graham didn't become a thing until Foles popped up. So yeah, good point. Yeah.
So
I missed that.
ceasefire on Graham.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Rodgers, that defense on Montgomery, dude, or on Chicago is very, very tough. Very
Yeah, it is. It is. But the thing is, there's been games. I mean, we've watched games together where the Bears defense has done good fantasy wise, and Rodgers has still had a good day. So I don't think that those two, are going to be independent of each other. I think both things can happen.
Yeah, the thing I'm getting nervous about is that just those the memories, the nightmare of the Tampa Bay game. It just keeps popping up, which is, it looks like if there's a very harsh pass rush that Rodgers has a problem with that. So like this is where I'm at. Like with Rodgers is that he's going to get heckled a lot by that defense, right? However, Chicago's offense is so bad, okay, that there's going to be a lot more opportunities for Rodgers. So I because of that, I think that you can go ahead and I would shoot on Rodgers, but it's just nerve wracking considering of what happened in Tampa Bay. Devontae Adams, absolutely. Aaron Jones, I would.
I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but I would lower my expectations considering how strong against the run the Chicago is. And Tanyan, in the past, this season, I should say, that Chicago has been beaten by the tight end, and I think Tanyan might actually be the guy that might actually be the person that might feast because of the pass rush on Rodgers. He might dump it off to Tanyan a lot. Maybe that's where Jones actually makes his hay. Crosby, I would shoot on Crosby. Connor would not. And the defense, I would definitely shoot on the defense considering it's Trubisky, and Trubisky likes to throw to the other team. So he completes passes, but to the other team. I would ceasefire on Lazard and MVS.
Moving on.
I passed. That's what that means.
No,
when you're moving on, that means I passed. I didn't miss anything.
Did I do the line for the?
Don't think so, sir.
For the Kansas City Tampa Bay.
Yes,
game.
you start off the segment with the line.
No, yeah. I said I took the over, but I didn't say who was going to win. I have. Okay, it's not important. I'm following the line. Kansas City's going to win by more than 3, and they say Kansas City winning by 3. So for the Chicago Green Bay game, the over/under is 44.5. They have Green Bay winning by 9. Both of these lines are kind of ugly, so I'm gonna take the under, and I'm gonna take Green Bay winning by more than 9. 'Cause 9 is actually such an ugly line, especially for a team like Green Bay. Moving on.
I agree. Yeah.
These are the last 2 games of the week, and they're actually probably my favorite 2 to announce because I get to do my favorite thing. It's the Battle of the Birds, Seattle Seahawks against the Philadelphia Eagles. 2 very different teams with very different greens on their uniforms. Now, for the Seattle Seahawks, I'll do them. Chris Carson is still listed as questionable. That will decide if you are starting Hyde or not. If Carson is healthy, you start him and you sit Hyde. If Carson is out, you start Hyde and you sit Carson. Pretty no-brainer. You're starting Tyler Lockett. You're starting DK Metcalf. If you don't, go to a mental institution. You're starting Russell Wilson. We're not starting the tight ends. We're not going to talk about it. We don't know which one it's going to be. We're not starting the kicker, and we're not starting the D, because even though the Eagles have a shaky offensive line, the Seahawks have a terrible pass defense, and if there's one way that Carson Wentz can have a good game, it's by lighting you up in the passing game.
Like it. Love it. Love it.
Defer the Eagles to you.
Yeah, man, and that's exactly why I would shoot on Dallas Goddard, and because I think that he's going to take advantage of that week because he's a tight end, yes, but he also runs a lot of deeper routes. So I think he's going to do well. Like right where the weakness of Seattle is kind of where Dallas Goddard lives. So I think he's going to do really well.
Yeah, post
Um,
routes, stuff like
Yes,
that.
yeah. And Sanders, I think Sanders is going to do fantastic. So I would go ahead and I would shoot on him. And on the wide receivers, there's only one that I would choose to shoot on. And that would be Jalen Rager. I think that
I'm
that
going to disagree
that
with you. I'm going to go with Fulgham. I know he what's the word? It's not smite, but you get what I'm saying? Like he upsets you, right?
Oh no, it's not that. It's just the fact of like, yes, he gets 7 targets, but like he gets like 3 catches. Okay, he's
That's
not
very
catching.
true, but you got to think about it. How many of those? Because I didn't watch the game. Did you watch the game?
Man, no, I did not
So
watch the
we
game.
know how Carson Wentz is. How many of those passes do you think were really like there was no chance of him catching them? I guarantee you at least 2. So that brings his target down from 7 to 5. So instead of 3 out of 7, he's 3 out of 5. That's already looking better, isn't it? Yeah.
I guess so, but the fact of the Wentz thing, I think he can only support one or 2 options, and
Yeah.
I choose Goddard and Rager because the same like argument you're making for Fulgham is the same argument I have for Rager. So it's basically one or two. Yeah, that would do it. Yeah, so yeah, so
Well,
but no, but like I just don't like if I'm looking at consistency, as far as production and Fulgham's production's been kind of low, so I'm just a little nervy about it. But no, there's a path there. So if you want to go for it, he's a fine wide receiver too. If you want to, I myself am not because I'm just a little nervy about his past production. But I would cease fire on Carson Wentz. I would cease fire on Ertz, and also on their defense, and I would cease fire on Fulgham. Connor would would shoot on Fulgrim, but I think he would cease fire on Rager. Am I correct? Or
hmm
would you fire both or shoot on both of them?
no, you're correct.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
See that's what's basically going on. One of the two, but we both agree to cease fire on Alshon Jeffries.
mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we
Yeah,
both agree on that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, go for it, man.
What a loser. For the no, he is for this game. The line is 49.5. Seahawks to win by 6. And look, man, this is a weird game because I feel like it could be extremely high scoring. It can be extremely low scoring. But I've gotten snubbed betting on the Seahawks having high scoring games the last couple weeks. I'm kind of pissed, but I'm going to stick to my motherfucking guns and I'm going to go again. I'm going to take the over on a 49.5 spread, and I'm going to take the Seahawks to win by more than 6.
Nice. All right. Sounds good. It sounds quite possible and quite likely.
Now, speaking about things that
That
are
was loud.
quite possible and quite
That was loud.
likely, we don't know if this game is going to be that.
That's a segue.
And I mean, Vegas agrees with me. They haven't even put a line down for this game, dude.
Oh,
Now,
that's
part of that is also because they don't all know who's playing and who's not playing, so they can't calculate. They're probably going to have some bitch-ass line that they put up like the day of or whatever. So, keep posted. But they don't have a line. But they have Pittsburgh winning by 7.5 points. So they do think the game's going to happen. They just don't know the line yet. So I'm going to give you a line off the top of my head. I'm going to do what Vegas does. I'm going to use their most overused line, 49.5. And you know what? I'm taking the under.
wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are out, man.
Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, James Conner. I mean, you know,
James Conner. Yeah, also
J.K. Dobbins.
there you go. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
He is
yeah.
not. He is not dominating COVID. That is for sure.
Well, and see, like the Connor thing just came up. I think he tested either today or yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah,
recent.
so that's really recent. And if you look at like they look for 3 days of consistency, of negatives on both teams. And if there's a positive today, I don't see how that game is going to happen. So you might want to look at pivoting. I know that on I have the Steelers defense. There's 2 starters that were tested positive for COVID, and so just to keep you guys remember, if you remember the timeline, that if you test positive for COVID, it's 10 days mandatory quarantine. If you have a high risk close contact, it's 5 days. So with like I don't know how close contact he was with the rest of the defense. They were with the defense, so it's just really nervy right now to me. But so I would just all these are starts with caution because you might be without them. Have a backup plan. I'm a commissioner. I made it to where if you email me before the game, I said before Thursday, but I'll extend it out. I'm not gonna be a jerk about it. If as long as it's before the Sunday games start, or whatever player that you want before their game starts, just let me know, and then in the event that this game doesn't happen, then you replace them. But shoot on just I would shoot on the defense because no Jackson and no Dobbins or Ingram, so that's a really good thing. And also the defense did really well last time they met. I would for Pittsburgh, I mean. Then Ben, I would shoot on. I would shoot on Claypool. I would shoot on Deontay Johnson. I would shoot on Ebron. Benny Snell now I would shoot on because James Conner is no longer there. And then also, so that means that I would ceasefire on the kicker and on Juju. And so that's what I got for Pittsburgh. What do you got for Baltimore, man?
I mean, it's going to be a shit show, bro. We're looking at, I'm not starting Marquise Brown. Mark Andrews is the only guy I'm starting.
No wide receivers. Nope.
Yeah.
But with RG3, is that going to be different with RG3? Because he's probably a more accurate passer. He might be a more accurate passer, than Lamar. Yeah, so.
Well, I think that Justin Tucker and Mark Andrews, those are obviously locked and loaded starts. But besides that, I'm not taking my chances on anyone else. If they do good for them. I'm not dying on that hill.
Yeah, Edwards. Yeah, I mean Pittsburgh's strong against the run. So.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm taking the under. They could shut the Ravens out this game.
Agreed 100%. Yeah, so that means that so Tucker though. I mean, you'd still start Tucker because. I mean, if they
why the fuck would you draft Tucker if you're not going to start him?
Yeah, good point. Yeah. RG3, would you shoot on RG3?
No.
Okay, no wide receivers, no RG3, no defense. Basically, just Andrews, Tucker, and move along. All right, yeah, we'll call the game, dude, and I think that we'll be close to landing this plane.
That's it. It's the last. Yeah, it's the last.
Yeah,
game.
Call it. I mean, like, did you get the? Oh, yeah, you did give the over. Yeah. One thing I want to get your opinion on, mainly because I think there's some fantasy implications. Before we close out the show, is that Houston cut Kenny Stills and also Randall Cobb went to IR.
Yeah.
Does that change anything with Cook or with Fuller or with Duke Johnson or with Akins? I mean, what's your thoughts, dude?
For the listeners out there, Brian asked me about this at the beginning of the show, so I've had about an hour to think about it. And at the beginning, I thought it didn't have any implications. This is what I think about after an hour. I know that Deshaun Watson likes to target the tight ends, and I feel like this is just going to make that more pronounced. It might even make him throw to Duke Johnson more. I think you could see an extra target or two in Will Fuller's hands, and I think it also could mean more. Is Cooks healthy right now?
Oh yeah.
It could mean more.
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I see it improving that way. I see Cooks getting a little more love, Fuller getting a little more love. Akins and Fells getting a little more love, Duke Johnson getting a little more love. I don't see this making Cutie relevant or whoever There
we go.
That's what I think.
I agree with you. On everything you just said. Yeah, because the gadget guy was Cobb. And so that means that they're going to just instead of using one guy for the gadgets, they're going to use the guys that are intended for the gadget, like the running back and the wide receivers and the tight ends. So yeah, I agree with you, man. It's just not. Yeah. It just scare. Cutie's a trap. That's basically I wanted to make a point on. All right, guys, we're landing this plane now. That was our shoot at ceasefire. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're trying to keep it under as close to an hour as we can. I think we got a little bit better this time.
We did do a little better.
Yeah, we did. And so, and that was with with more games because there was no bye weeks this week. So we also want to, of course, make sure and thank our sponsors, High Volume Music Radio, and who else, Connor?
Shout out to Sports Host, the #1 sports app. Download it. Link below.
Yes. And then, all right, parting shot, Connor.
Man, freaking, you got to keep your wits about you, man. You can't tilt. You got to stay strong.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And along that lines, my parting shot would be just, even if you have just like a little slimmer of hope of making the playoffs like I do, you got to keep in mind that the reason why we play this game because it's a game and we have fun. All right. Winning is the goal, but it's the journey that you should be appreciating. Right. And so this is only comes around once a time a year. Play to the best you can. And if you don't make it to the playoffs, continue to play until you can't play anymore because it's going to be over before you know it. And this is a lot of fun. It really is. And of course, with the way 2020 is going, who knows if there's going to be a next year, So let's just see what happens,
Who knows if there's gonna be a next game?
Exactly right, exactly. Okay, so Ethan, we miss you. We wish you could be here, but we understand that you got to work. But on behalf of Connor, the Gut Marshal, and me and your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, we want to thank you for watching. And of course, we hope the best for your teams, the worst for your enemies. And remember, everyone, in fantasy football as in life, don't dream it, be it. Good luck next tomorrow. Yeah, I hope you guys win all your games.
Bye bye.
Yeah.